Bullshit. The No BS Marketing Show is brought to you by Audible.com. Get your free audiobook by going to audibletrial.com/nobs. Over 200,000 titles to choose from. Hey No BSers, this is an excerpt from the first ever episode of the No Bullshit Marketing Show. My guest was a Hall of Famer, a Hall of Fame storyteller. He's been elected to multiple Halls of Fame, and it's my brother, Mike Mastovich. He told us about his most amazing communication success in the social media and internet age. Listen and learn how a simple Facebook message turned into a story that was recognized across the country and earned Mike Mastovich a Golden Quill Award. So what has been your most amazing moment in your experience with marketing, messaging, or communications? We asked about your potential failure and what you saw as bullshit marketing. What's your biggest marketing, messaging, or communications success?
I'll tell you, if you have a few seconds for communications success here, and this is an international one. Now, I've had a lot of experiences with hockey and sports, obviously, but this one was a little bit off the wall, and I'll try to set this up without taking too much time. And this ties back into social media and the internet age. Back at the end of 2012, I received a somewhat strange Facebook direct message to me. It was from a young man about 25 years old who resided in France, and he saw my last name. He must have done a Google, and on Mastovich, my name came up, and he asked me a simple question on Facebook. It was, even though it was written, you could tell it was broken English in writing, and he asked me if I was related to a John C. Mastovich, who died during World War II in battle, in combat, in France after the D-Day invasion, about probably 10 days after D-Day. And the strange thing, as you well know, we grew up in Franklin Borough, which is a small borough, and there were two different Mastovich clans in that borough, which supposedly aren't related, which is, I find that mind-boggling. But anyway, I was not related to this gentleman, John C. Mastovich, and I sent back to the person in France. His name was Jeremy Anderson Bow. I sent Jeremy, who I got to know real well over the next 8 months, said, I'm not related, but I know of this family. I know, where this guy's from. So this starts a months-long between Facebook, email, correspondence. And I went to everybody I knew with the last name Mastovich, who I wasn't related to, asked them, do you know this guy? And I was getting nowhere. And then one day I was at church, and I talked to somebody who didn't have the last name Mastovich, but ironically he had married a Mastovich who I didn't even know of this. And long story short, he said, yeah, that's my Uncle Johnny. I was only 5 years old. I remember sitting there looking at him at the uniform before he left. So I connected Jeremy with these people, and the whole story was about a helmet. Getting to the main point, Jeremy is a World War II. He collects items, battlefield items, and he honors the fallen. And he got this helmet given to him for his 25th birthday because his friend knew how much it meant to him. It was in his friend's attic at his grandfather's, where they played as children. They played Army, and they wore the helmet. So it's such a long story. And finally, I put the people together. They were setting up, arranging to meet each other. The helmet, they finally got to see John's helmet, it was such an emotional thing. People were breaking down, crying when I was talking to them. And the helmet was put in a museum on the beach for the 1944-2014 anniversary on D-Day. So it took up maybe more time than you wanted there, and I could go on and on about this story, but it ended up being a front page story of the Tribune. We had a picture of the helmet, a picture of the grave site, many pictures of John C. Mastovich, pictures of Jeremy, and photos of the couple who were related to him. And it brought the whole story back together. A relative in Florida dug out all of his Purple Hearts and all of his medals, and that's a heck of an experience.
Mike, that's a great story, and I know you were recognized for that throughout the state with Golden Quill recognition and so forth. And I think it's a heck of a messaging success. And I like how the audience can take away how a lot of serendipity, a lot of things just happening led to this big messaging success for you. And I think that that's one of the takeaways from that, is that the genuineness of it and the transparency made that story real. And in this day and age of fake reality TV still is very sellable. We want the fake reality TV. We don't want to put the word fake in front of it. We call it reality
Yeah.
TV when it's fake reality. But still, that's how much we want reality. So I think when you think about the fact that that was a true, genuine, transparent story, that's what helped to make it go viral and resonate.
Exactly. And you hit on something there too. When I first got the emails, I did a lot of checking because I was hoping it wasn't one of these scams where like, hey, send me money. I need, and I checked out Jeremy and I found out, boy, he does this not just for this helmet, but he honors servicemen, so many people. And I knew he was legit.
Hope you enjoyed that story of communication success from the first ever episode of the No BS Marketing Show, featuring my brother Mike, a Hall of Fame storyteller who is also a 3-time Golden Quill Award winner. Remember to sign up for our No BS weekly review at massolutions.biz for marketing and messaging tips to help your storytelling, sales, and branding efforts. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea? And build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions, no BS.